Greetings everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna do timeline jump. I'm gonna do a different version of timeline jump, which is our new single. The video is right here on YouTube, and if you're not watching this on YouTube, then head over to YouTube and check out the music video. It's our very first music video. Hope you enjoy. So the song is featuring Kitumezi Mahibila and Sister Leta. So I'm not with them at the moment, so I'm gonna do Kitu's part. Yeah, so that's timeline jump. I hope that you enjoyed it. It's a song about the energy of Manane. Manane, as we know, is Saturn. You know, it's a song about great change, a song about the greatest change that you'll ever really experience in your life, on your journey. We know that Saturn governs, Manane governs our destiny, it governs time, it governs death and rebirth. So it's like time. We don't really have time. We only have so much time in order to fulfill that which we are here to do. You know, it's a song about the great period of change that we have been coming into since 2020. We know that you know, the calendar that we are using was changed by Pope Gregory in 1650s, and when they made that change, there is one calendar that they did not manage to tamper with, and that is the Ethiopian calendar. So the interesting thing, in 2020, September of 2020, Ethiopia went into 2013. So in actual fact, when COVID and all of this change started to take place was 2012. So it would have been 2012 for us as well, had our calendar not been changed. And the way that it was changed was very erroneously, you know, adding things to just cover up an extra day here, and to, you know, it wasn't really done based on the precision and the mathematical and scientific precision that the ancients used to design, you know, the ancient calendars. So as you know, the prediction of the Mayans, that is known. However, this is the more popular known prediction, but I mean, this prediction has been around in many different indigenous societies, that in 2012 was that time when things were going to change. And when 2012 hit, we were all just kind of like, well, nothing happened, you know. So now maybe nothing happened because we were not on the correct date, you know. Actually, we were waiting for 2020. And so the song, when it came right in the beginning of the year of 2020, and came 3 months early, because I had the wrong sort of reading that I was using, and then when I realized it, I was like, oh, okay, I'll park it for in May. And it just made so much sense. And it, as all the, you know, wedding songs do, it really helped me understand what was going on and understand my journey with the sister that I featured on the song, which is Kitumezi Mahibila, and, you know, her role on my journey then and even now, just moving through the journey of the song and the birthing of the song and of the music videos. So I'd love for you guys to go check out the song, bipilo.bandcamp.com. We will be releasing it on other digital platforms soon, but for now, that's where you can find it. And of course, the music video is also here on YouTube. So let's just have a look at what's happening with this planet in this new lunar cycle, as this is another time that we'll be really focusing in quite a lot on Manane, within this Herakuti cycle. And it's interesting because that was also, that cycle when the sun came. So, and it's May as well. So it's exactly 2 years later. And we are coming into this energy again. Of course, Minong Wedding, we have a song every month. So if you'd like Minong Wedding to know what the song is for the month, then you can inquire about joining the program. And that is where the song is, you can keep up to date with those transmissions. For now, we are not sharing them publicly, rather let me say with everyone. But okay, first off, I want to just talk about the fact that right at the beginning of this new lunar cycle, Pluto will be going Morotshe, is whom we call him actually Gastswana. He'll be going into retrograde. So another very, very potent energy going retrograde in JD, which is the Capricorn sign, which is ruled by Manane herself, So this speaks to really, this is the planet of like deep inner transformation. And we know that there was a conjunction with Pluto and Pluto Morotshe and Manane Saturn that kicked off everything that unfolded with the COVID. So for this planet, which is just a very powerful, it's like the most powerful aspect of our own transformation and the transformative abilities that we have. It's a very deep transformation, and it is a forced transformation. Going retrograde in this placement again, the structures that we've put in place. The structure that is not in harmony, that is not aligned with the actual roadmap, that we are here for. It's like that's how you can almost guarantee your immunity to some of the things that a lot of people will be sort of challenged by, right? We are equipped. As human beings, we are equipped with everything that we need in order to face the challenges that we go through. We do need to be challenged. However, of course, we know that we cannot grow if we are not challenged. But we have the full set of tools, and when we know sort of which aspect of our being this transformation is going to be taking place, whether it's going to be taking place in our family and home structure, then we can start to look at aspects that we have perhaps been avoiding, or we have been challenged by, within this specific aspect. This is the power of how you can use your birth chart. If you don't have a birth chart, go over to astro.com and you can calculate your chart. But just remember that here on this channel, we are observing everything from the sidereal perspective, the African or the Vedic perspective. So if you hear that we are speaking about Pluto in Capricorn, I believe in the Western, Pluto is in Capricorn as well, so we are similar there. But the placements are not always the same, because the calculation, the system that is being used to calculate where the planets are is different. So on this channel, we are observing through the Vedic. And so, for example, we have this new moon in Aries. Within the Western system, they might say that the new moon is in Taurus. But going back to Capricorn, going back to Morotshe, going retrograde in this placement, allowing for us to have a very, very deeply introspective and inner, it's like a transformation from the depths of our being and from the core of our being and from so deeply within us, and deeply within us to the places that we often are not depending, sort of the types of lives that we live, but we do not always grasp or have a full view of living when we're living this 3D dominant way of interaction and understanding ourselves. And this is like, really, really deepening into the changes that you've been making and the changes that have been coming in. Really being challenged by the change. More change coming, structural change. Because JD deals with the structure. In order to change something, to transform something, like if you think about what it would take to transform a system, at the moment we see changes being made on a very micro level, like a change here, but the overall governing principle of the entire mechanism, if we would think about what it would take to change all of that, it's really like unraveling and ourselves to the core, to the depth, and allowing for that to bring, a sense of rebirth, or a sense of what our rebirth is in this time. It's like the universe is really, really supporting that. This also signifies a lot of death, a lot of destruction, a lot of endings, so in order for there to be the new beginnings. Already I'm just feeling the energy of death, learning of a couple of close people who are close to the family within my circles, who have just transitioned. We know that there's been talks of this being a time of so much of this energy, and there's nothing wrong, there's nothing good or bad. The core or the main thing that you are to key into is whether or not you're there, whether or not you're present, as what you are, as what you came to be, or whether you are, because when we're holding on, when we're not able to flow and be like nature, be in unity, with these changes, with the experiences of life, that is when we suffer through the changes, and the changes impact us in a negative way. And so as long as you remember that you are equipped and you have what it takes to overcome, you will see yourself through. I don't foresee May as a very particularly easy time or an easy month. However, I do see a lot of beauty and a lot of support with being in your energy, with being in your element, and by so doing, really being in the activation of the energy. And within the activation, we have the strength, we have what it takes, we have the momentum, we have the understanding, and we have the relatability, we have the interconnection, we have the connection more than anything. Before even the interconnection, we have our own sort of guiding system online, so it is really, really imperative to come into being, to find ourselves coming into being, to be in a space of acceptance and in a space of love with oneself, because through that we are actually in love with the universe, with the creator and with that which created us and brought us into being. I mean, there's this beautiful Ngwedi, Letsatsi and Mohlolane conjunction, and there's also the beautiful Phahlalatsane and Dosa conjunction at this new moon, combined with the eclipse, the partial solar eclipse that's in Taurus. So a partial eclipse plus this dosa and Phahlalatsane and Nalane conjunction, which has been going on for with Nalane and Dosa, this is Jupiter and Neptune, this has been going on for some time, and it's been bringing in beautiful energy that is speaking to being in the alignment with our core truth, our purpose for being here, and how this is bringing us into expansion. And actually the space, so long as we are there, literally just expanding, literally moving into its highest octave almost, and into its highest understanding, the understanding of how it is. We approach Umsamo, we devote ourselves in this time. And now with Phahlalatsane, it speaks to obviously a great love, great love, great harmony, and a great merging with others, with the community, with friends, with family, with whether it's ourselves, but of course now we know that these are all in Pisces as well, which is a huge indicator, because all of these planets are actually at home in this placement. So it is not at home, but Phahlalatsane is exalted, and Dosa and Nalane, they are at home. So beauty, creativity, harmony, love, and the arts, and just deepening within our understanding of our spirit is very dominant and very present in this moment and in this week, and right alongside this amazing energy that is coming in of the solar eclipse, and also of the new moon, where the moon will be conjunct Ngwedi will be conjunct Letsatsi le Mohlolane, which is really huge. It's like huge support and huge teamwork. First of all, teamwork to be on purpose and to find and be loved through that, and to know how to rededicate ourselves. And then on the other hand, it's just being so open to this deep transformation that is happening, this deep collective transformation. These are all now in Aries, so deep inner self-transformation, sort of coming into unison and harmony and resonance with the newly reborn version of ourselves. This speaks to ourself, like the self, what we understand of who we are and our expression in the world and how we see it. It sounds very repetitive because, of course, it's what you've always been. It's not something that is new and completely out there. Yet it has been reborn, it has been, and just an alignment like this is like being able to be emotionally and also led in a way that you're seeing that, you're within the transformation, and you have the ability to just so effortlessly just be in that, to be in that way. And of course we know that eclipses are not times to do sort of intense rituals, no candles, no gemstones and things like that. Just keep it really simple and just observe the eclipse. It's really the veils are so thin at this time, and there's a lot of psychic influence that can come into your sacred items, so it's not the time to really be working with them. It's a time to just have the eclipse as your crystal or as your candle, and just be with the energy and do something that is dedicated to this, something that can help you center and work with that. Will be really good to tap into, but nothing too extreme. So that is what's happening at this new moon, and we know that Manane is in Aquarius as well. We were still speaking about that, Manane being in Aquarius. And first of all, it's like discipline, having the discipline to serve, to be of service, to want to be there, to want to take who and what you are and what you give, and to dedicate it to a cause, dedicate it for the greater good, to want to use that to unify, to use that to center yourself, to be a beacon in the world, to be present, to really understand what it is you bring, and wanting to use it to serve, wanting to understand where it is you can bring your light to serve the community and to serve the greater good. It's having the discipline to do that, and having the discipline and the understanding of the time that we are in and the time that you are in, your personal clock, your personal defined mission, within the space that you are in. So this is what characterizes this Manane being in this placement, Yaha Aquarius. It is more like transmitting the message, it's more fluid, in as much as Manane can be rigid and the focus here is on being there and being more focused on providing that which you are here to do, and that which you are here to bring, and that truth, that core truth, simply because Morotshe is also what governs this specific house. So being firm, it's really important to be clear and to be firm in your own being and what you've been crystallizing, in order to be able to translate this. I'm called to also speak on how this is not for everyone. I used to really struggle with this, finding that people are not living their truth. It's like we are in this pandemic of sameness, and it's really difficult to understand that we need everybody to be where they are. And I think a part of the acceptance and the devotion and just the discipline to find that presence with yourself is accepting others being where they are and doing what they are doing, and that whenever there is that energy and some dissatisfaction that somebody expresses or projects towards you, it is not in truth, simply because we cannot all be everywhere. We can't be the same. We can't be on the same path and in the same phases of our evolution, our journey. And so it's okay, but it is still imperative to be what you are, because that is how you then find others who are also aligned, you know, in terms of the path that you are on. And the rest is history, as they say, because, you know, this is where we truly feel the gift of being human, you know, being with others, being with a community that supports you and that loves you and that roots for you and that isn't ashamed of you or embarrassed of you, isn't secretly, you know, thinking negative things or just annoyed or irritated by the things that you do, but just simply adores you and simply wants to be there for you, you know. And truth be told, you would not have reached or found that or those people had it just been smooth sailing for you, and, you know, had things come easily, and, you know, the massive amounts of rejection had they not happened to you, perhaps you would never have found them, you know. So we give thanks for the experiences that we've been through that have traumatized us and really shaken and shocked us to the core. We bless them, we humble ourselves before them, we honor them, and we bless those experiences, and we bless those beings that helped us to find what we needed to find, you know. And we move on, we march ahead in the fullness and in the light. Beloveds, that is the timeline jump, Songdivining, just a little check-in on what's happening at the new moon and at the solar eclipse. I wish you a lot of love, a lot of beauty and expanding in love, in the many ways that can show itself up as. Wish you peace. I wish you great inner peace and joy. I wish you all the good things that you deserve. And I will be back with another video. I need to do the Songdivining of one of the two recommendations that a viewer has mentioned, which was Born in a Taxi and Redemption Song. I might do one, I might do both. So look out for that video coming soon, and I'll try to also align it in the way that we do, so I bring in the full picture with the Songdivining as well. And Dina Lady, you know, understanding astrologically perhaps through those songs where it is we can apply ourselves. Have a beautiful new moon. I'll see you soon. Ashe.